Hello and welcome to Intro to Rogue Legacy. Now, I know this is a little bit of an older game, which I'm going to tag this with Backlog, just because it is a little bit older, and I was going to play a different game, but the Steam sale's coming up, and I wanted to see if it would go on sale. It's a little bit of a newer game, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I've seen a couple people started a series on it, and it looked really interesting to me, and I wanted to throw my hat into the ring. But for now, I'm going to play Rogue Legacy until the Steam sale is over. I don't expect this to go on very long. I have played it through, even though my profiles here have no legacies. I did just delete it in more of a very hardcore sense of, like, I haven't played the game in so long, there'd be no point in trying to play my old profile for whatever reason, and I want to do things a little bit differently. And I also found out they added new content to this game, so I'm a little giddy, I'm a little excited, I want to see it. It's new bosses and a new class and maybe some items, I'm not really sure. I kind of just glossed over it and was like, oh, new content, okay, yes, it is decided, we are going to play Rogue Legacy. So I'm going to go ahead and play Rogue Legacy, and it's going to be great. And this is the intro, so I'll explain everything, basically, or, you know, go through the ins and outs of what's going on with this game. So, we're going to manually start a new legacy here. I want to show the intro video, otherwise I would have just picked that or start a new legacy, but here we go. My duties are to my family. Ooh, scary. But I am loyal only to myself. Alright, now we're playing. It's going to drop us into this little black and white area. Excuse me. I know a lot of you are probably already familiar with this game. It has been out for, God, like a year, I guess? Yeah, it was kind of the star child of the last PAX and also the last, was it the Steam sale? Was it available in the last Steam sale? I just know it made a lot of headlines because it was kind of an interesting format. So, fear not though, this is kind of for effect. Wide as a to attack. I'm actually using a PlayStation controller, which amuses me to no end in this particular situation. So yeah, but it was kind of the indie gaming darling there for a little while. And it didn't really, it had some pretty decent replayability to it, but it didn't, I don't think, it had a very short interest cycle, unfortunately. So here we go, I'm bringing it back, being retro. Let's see, yeah, attack down, cool, got it. And, whoop, there we go. Thought I had it set to just hit down to attack. We might change that really quick, hold on. Let's do enable quick drop. Today, hold on, let me see if I can find this thing. Change controls, that button, up, down, okay. Let's cancel joystick dead zone, enable quick drop, and down attack in the air by pressing down. Ah, okay, so it's actually both of them. Yes, okay, that's what I want. So, I know you can't see me hitting buttons, but now all I have to do is hit down to do the down attack, which is pretty handy, considering. I think it's a little bit better. Actually, was I playing this on keyboard before? I can't remember playing it on controller specifically. No, I must have. That must have been whenever I originally got my PlayStation converter that I use. Okay, here we go. Something special is about to happen. There we go. Okay, so start your legacy. We're back at the title screen. Sorry, let's go ahead and just jump right in and I can start explaining things. We have this little outside area. We are not playing the guy we just were. We are someone significantly different, I would say. That tickled, it says. So we're going to go in here. Go ahead and just, it's going to build. We are in Castle Hampson. So here's the deal. This is a roguelike. It's a roid-like, sure. There we go. Journal entry number 1. It'll describe some of the story. Treason! An assassin has wounded my father, the king! To bring order back to the kingdom, this cursed castle has stood in the edge of the woods. Sorry, I kind of skipped through that. We can reread it later. On the edge of the woods since time immemorial, but rumors say that within it dwells an item which will cure any ailment. Tonight I will get a head start over my brothers and sisters and set forth on my quest while they lay asleep. To fail this quest would be an embarrassment to my name. Can we do that? X. No? Oh, no, you know what? Wrong button. There we go. We just go like this. Entry number 1. There we go. Journal entry 1. To bring order back to the kingdom is set my siblings and I on a quest to save him. Together we will venture into the cursed woods and enter Castle Hampson. So, yeah, that's what we missed there. Sorry. Oh, come on. I'm still kind of getting used to this button scheme. It's got that, I'm about to say Nintendo controls on a PlayStation controller on a game that's supposed to be controlled by an Xbox controller. So I'm very confused. If you're familiar with the PlayStation controller, it is circle is continue on and select, whereas X is cancel, which is surprisingly not always the way it works in a lot of games, so it's a little confusing to me. So, the roguelike elements, being as it is, Rogue Legacy is every castle is randomized unless you meet a certain special condition, which I will explain in time. Well, the architect will freeze the castle, but I also think it clears out all the treasures and the enemies, so the actual amount of progress you get out of it is purely so that you can kill bosses once you locate them. Otherwise, it is a bit of a murder labyrinth, that term, which is some people like, some people don't. I like it personally. But yeah, procedurally generated murder labyrinth for sure. It is not particularly easy. The leveling element in this game, there is persistent leveling, so that money we're picking up we'll be able to spend in between lives on upgrades and equipment and things like that in sort of a way. You'll also see that as we play along here. But we are going to be going through many iterations of this dungeon. However, whenever you die, you are taken over by your children, and they will inherit certain, basically, yeah, the equipment, the stats, things like that. There's improvements that can be made that persist through the game, but of course you're going to be able to progress a lot faster and a lot more cleaner by actually staying alive for as long as you can. However, as you can see, I've only been hit like 4 times and I'm almost dead. So the game is a little bit brutalizing. It is pretty difficult, to say the least, especially your first time through. Fortunately for all of us, I have played this before, so I have at least a very rough idea of what I'm doing. I know a lot of the enemy patterns and attacks and things like that, so I'm hoping to make this a fairly short series, because I do want to get onto something that's maybe a little bit newer and possibly more relevant. Oh, Jesus, it's one of these. Okay, so fairy chests. If I get hit by anything, I'm going to die anyway, so I'm just going to go for it. Fairy chests usually have some sort of condition, like in this particular case, it is do not get hit by anything. And if you do that, you get a son of a bitch. Okay, I died. So, Surly has been slain by a Spiketor. You open that chest and you get good stuff, basically. I can't remember exactly what it is. I think it's runes, and I can't remember what runes do. It has been a while since I played, so I don't remember all the mechanics at the back of my head, or off the top of my head, or the tip of my tongue, or whatever it is. So try to hit enemies near the apex of the axis arc in order to hit them multiple times. So yeah, that's a hint for something else. Choose your heir. Okay, so we continue on. Every time you die, you will absolutely end up going back to this screen. So we'll just go ahead and choose an heir. We were Sir Lee. Before that, we were a Johannes, and Sir Lee, the Stout Knight. Now, these years will add up. So, and it's not always 30 years. Sometimes it's like 22 or whatever. And now we have this screen here where we can pick up Sir Taco, the Knight, who is farsighted. Now, we'll get into why the inheritance here is kind of interesting and goofy. But we have the Mage, who is colorblind, and the Knight, Lady Teresa, who is dwarfism and colorblind. So you get these special traits that you get, like basically congenital defects or advantages. And so you can read on the right there, it has you never get to ride on roller coasters because you're a dwarf, you will be smaller. And colorblind, you can't see colors. You can probably guess what that's going to do, but we'll see. Let's look through these really quick. We have colorblind here. Then we have farsighted, anything up close is blurry, a little bit annoying, and then also we have that weapon, which is going to be sort of your passive skill. And so you have axes, which is very much like a Castlevania axe, a disc, which is just sort of, it goes out, it comes back, it hurts things good. And same thing for the mage here. And then you have your class, which has different special things. The Knight is a standard hero, pretty good at everything, and the Mage is a powerful spellcaster. Every kill gives you mana, so you'll be able to cast a lot of that. However, you will end up with a lot less hit points if you go with the Mage. So that's something they don't necessarily tell you immediately, but you will figure it out pretty quick. Let's go ahead and we will go with the Mage. I do kind of like the Mage. And now here's our upgrade screen. So we can unlock the smithy for 50 gold. We're going to absolutely do that because that's our only option. Blacksmith can build the finest equipment in the world, turning you into a veritably virtuous. Yeah, it is virtuous. Okay, I thought maybe that was some other weird word. Violent villain vaporizer. Gathering blueprints will give him an even wider array of assorted armaments for your armory. So we'll get introduced to him pretty soon, and then we could do stat ups, which is health up and mana up. Those are our options. We're going to start with some health, just for some survivability, and that's going to upgrade, or allow us to upgrade our knight into a paladin. How about we just stack the health for now, and then we will just continue on. So, colorblind. I'm colorblind, alright. Alright, let's talk to our blacksmith buddy here. This is going to introduce probably one of the most integral parts of the game, mechanics-wise at least. Welcome, hero. Maybe you can help me. I used to be the greatest blacksmith in all the lands, but one day the monsters of this castle attacked my smithy and stole all my blueprints. Without those blueprints, I can only make cutlery and stuff. Please bring back the blueprints, find, and I can build the most amazing equipment ever. Ever! At a price, of course. So, let's see. We have nothing. We can unlock stuff for money. Now I kind of wish I hadn't spent all that money, because now we can immediately get some better gear. So we need money to unlock it. However, it is unlockable. You need blueprints to actually unlock the squares there. All those question marks will remain unrevealed until you find the blueprints for the appropriate equipment for that square. So, like, there should be other things down here, but you're not going to see them because we don't have the blueprints for them yet. And then you still have to spend money to unlock them, so it's kind of a double-layered task in the realm of actually collecting things for what it's worth as a collectathon. Now, we still have 10 gold left. However, Charon guards the gates. One must pay the toll. Give Charon all your money and enter the castle. We lose all of our money whenever we go in here, so it's not we can carry money over and continue on and just sort of stack a lot of money and farm stuff up to buy really overpowered things. You have to spend all of your money before you start a new level, or else you are in a bad way. By the way, this is a teleporter. We have nothing to teleport to at the moment, so we'll teleport here. Very Mega Man-y kind of teleport. This is a door that has symbols on it. I guess there's no real spoiling to it, but yeah, that's the boss door. There are 4 doors you must beat, and then the big boss in the middle. This door only unlocks once you beat the other 4, though. So that'll be our primary goal throughout the game, is to kind of surmount everybody who is represented on that door, and then move on to Great Victory, and then New Game Plus, which I'm pretty sure I might actually do, because there's a lot to collect in this game, and I want to kind of push myself to beat this as effectively and as quickly as I possibly can, just to see if I can. That kind of idea is actually amusing to me, and I haven't seen anybody go past the original game. At least not in around the time this video was released. I wasn't watching anybody who went any further than the initial game. So I'm kind of interested in portraying that, and maybe people are curious, and the titles will change appropriately so people will know what's up. And there is a New Game Plus and a New Game Plus Plus, which things escalate very, very horrifically. Like, it is unbelievably difficult in New Game Plus Plus. Basically, every enemy has kind of an upgraded version of itself. They have slightly different attack patterns, they do different things, and they are naturally much tougher. Hey, we found some meat. Hooray! And, yes, so they take more hits, and they deal more damage, and it's all pretty standard stuff, except, yeah, they just get more and more ridiculous, and then all of a sudden you don't have normal enemies like this. Like, these guys are easy cakes compared to what's in New Game Plus Plus, where things are just basically hell on earth, and we will spend all of our time dying and grinding up the last few bits of stats while I hopefully get better at actually playing the game in order to finish it up based on my skill alone. In other words, it's going to be a very long series once we get to the end. It's going to be kind of a what do you call it? Tangential? There's a word that I'm thinking of that's mathematic, where things just, the scale of things, logarithmic? Not quite, but kind of that same series of progression where things, as you go, it just gets dramatically, oh dang it, I have to click down there and I didn't mean to go down, I was trying to attack the platform. What? Okay, and we'll just get up here, kill that eyeball, skeleton. Skeletons take 3 hits, that's annoying. Okay, and yes, so, but yeah, basically the further along we get, the longer it's going to take to get through things, because it will be more skill-based as opposed to, you know, just being able to run through and have goofy fun times, and shit will get real quick. So, yeah, either I beat this game, or we move on to another game, or I record a 3rd episode, which is more and more tempting these days. I really don't like having as big of a gap in between recording as I've kind of been doing lately. Oh, we only have 4 health left. One of the detriments to being colorblind is the fact that it is kind of hard to be aware of how much health you have left whenever it blends into the background. Kind of interesting to notice. Although I am the eldest child, I am not my father's favorite. I have always known he planned to leave me with nothing. But if I find a cure, everything will change. The victor will earn nothing less than the throne upon his passing. Upon my ascension, my wife and my children shall move back into the royal quarters, back into the royal city, where we once again will be treated with the respect we deserve. No longer will we stand for the gossip and petty slander of my cousins. The other dukes shall bow as we pass, but I am getting ahead of myself. I must keep my priorities clear. Conquer the castle, find the cure, collect my reward. So, there we go. We have a little bit of what's going on, and it doesn't really reveal who's talking there. But yes, family, honor, duty, revenge. It's got everything, man. Greatest story ever told. 10 out of 10. Let's kill this guy. Okay. Dodging stuff. It does have slightly bullet hell elements. Before this, my last semi-terminal side-scrolling action kind of game was Cave Story, and Cave Story definitely has some bullet hell moments. This is just absolutely merciless. Oh god, there's a zombie there. Okay, I died. So, Sir Jimmy has been slain by a zombie. Certain runes work better with certain bosses. Whatever that means, we don't have any runes, so I guess we'll have to find out. So here we go, we move on to the next generation. It has been 28 years, so a little less than 30. And we have the Mage, the Knight, and the Barbarian. So the Barbarian is a walking tank. This hero can take a beating. Basically, they have a lot of hit points, but okay strength. Like, nothing to write home about. They're just made to be really, really durable and kind of move onward. And we have this sword spell, which is kind of a shield. We did not use any spells in the last run, I just realized. But yes, Tunnel Vision, Endomorph. You're so heavy, enemies can't knock you back, so that's kind of handy. You don't get that sort of flinch moment right after you get hit. And Spell, Blade Wall. Oh wait, Tunnel Vision, no Peripheral Vision. We're going to go ahead and pick the dwarf because that's really good sort of early game stuff to do. Okay, we have 730 gold, so what we're going to actually do is buy equipment. We're going to upgrade everything, and we'll get this kind of running, and actually I'll probably end up ending the episode very soon, and then I'll move on to this run in the next episode and sort of get a proper start to everything. So there we go. We have upgraded our equipment. We now have those 3 level 1 items, and we look a little mismatched, but we are more defensible, and we have higher attack. I didn't really gauge what was there before damage-wise, but it was 8 last time I was here, so I'm going to go ahead and guess that was 8 as well. You know what? Let's see. We need 90 gold to upgrade stuff. So every time you level up something as well, it goes up itself substantially. So it's 210 to upgrade health now, because we've already upgraded it 3 times. But everything else kind of has a passive price increase as you go. So you can't just ignore it and then spam mana up for tons and tons of upgrades, because it'll stay at 50 gold forever. Oh no, not that simple at all. It will go up incrementally as you go as well. So now we have to make a choice. We don't have enough money for both, so I'm going to get Knight because, whoop, hold on. Buttons, X and circle, a little confusing sometimes. There we go. Promote your Knights to Paladins. Through rigorous training, Paladins have learned how to block blows from any direction, so you can be kind of temporarily invincible. The reason why I did that is so we can unlock this and get, upgrade your carrying capacity. Oh, yeah, so I'll get to that in a second, but yeah, the more different things that you upgrade, the more options become available to you. So it's always good to upgrade everything at least once. I should have done that on the first time through, really, but, you know, such is life. Now, equip up. This will, yeah, you do have a carrying capacity whenever you equip armor. Just last little major mechanic, because this will become an issue later on. You can see my weight over there. If I unequip this, it'll be minus 15. So there we go. 20 out of 50. This will become a problem because it will limit what kind of gear you can wear, and things do get progressively heavier as you go, and you have to kind of mix and match. Okay, 18 versus 24, so 6 extra damage there. Less damage whenever you do the jump strike, which is pretty normal because it's more of an evasive move than anything. And yeah, so there we go. There's your basics. That has been the intro to Rogue Legacy. Now you should know everything you need to know about the game. Go forth and prosper. Also, come back and watch more videos. Yes, I have you in my trap. You are interested in Rogue Legacy, and you will continue to watch as a faithful fan of the series. And then whenever I clap my hands, you shall awake and find yourself, after having watched this video, feeling refreshed and relaxed, and you will go out and have fun. 3, 2, 1.